Lockheed Martin has unveiled a new graphic portraying a possible 6th-gen combat aircraft component. The artwork was primarily designed to promote Lockheed's LMXD tanker idea, which is seen refueling a stealthy, tailless 6th-generation fighter plane. As envisioned by Lockheed Martin, the prospective human-crewed NGAD aircraft includes a diamond-shaped wing with straight leading and trailing edges. The wing and the long, extended fuselage, which has a single visible chine line and suddenly tapers toward the nose, are tightly connected. Tailless designs, for one, have seen frequently in NGAD-adjacent concept art, as they would offer extremely low observability, stealth, large interior capacity for fuel, weapons, and sensors, and a high level of economy. Additionally, two fairly shallow bulges that seem to be connected to the propulsion system can be observed on either side of the fuselage's central portion. According to a senior fellow at the Institute of Peace and Conflict Studies, IPCs, Avijit Iyer Mitra, this is broadly in keeping with some of the prior renderings we have seen which showed a twin-engine configuration. However, it is unexpected that it appears considerably smaller than the earlier rendered designs of the NGAD. It also verifies that the degree of overall signature management is so great that it does not have to depend on maneuverability, which is why it has done away with vertical stabilizers. Mitra further says, the smallness of the size also seems to indicate it is an optional pilot aircraft, as the pilot might be quite crammed in it, which is unusual for a twin-engine aircraft, but the relative ratio compared to the tanker rendering seems to indicate that the fighter jet could fly completely autonomously without a pilot as well. What's unexpected is that the infrared management from the exhaust is present, but it is not as harsh as we imagined it would be to remove the need for mobility completely. The plane's design mirrors various prior drawings of the fighter jet that Lockheed Martin is supposedly working on for the U.S. Air Force's next-generation air dominance program. Two of these designs have so far been made public, one with a detail matching the Northrop Grumman F22 prototype from the 1990s in general, and the other likely tied to the U.S. Navy's F/AXX program from the early 2010s, stated Aerotime Hub. The latter is remarkably similar to the triangular jet shown in Lockheed Martin's most current image, hinting that the corporation is still developing the idea. Since the engine air intakes are covered, they are likely positioned below the airframe, as is typical of 6th-generation planes. On August 19, the U.S. Air Force, USAF, announced the awarding of contracts worth roughly $4.9 billion to 5 businesses for the prototype development of an adaptable engine for the 6th-gen fighter, as previously mentioned by Eurasian Times. This is not a massive airframe compared to the refueling boom, but the NGAD anticipates a larger manned combat aircraft design with additional internal fuel and armament carrying. The service has also suggested the potential for 2 separate aircraft types, one with a greater range better suited for operations in the Indo-Pacific, and one with a reduced range that is more appropriate for European theater. Therefore, the magnitude cannot be calculated for now. Aviation analyst Prashant Pravakar told Eurasian Times, a tailless design might create less parasitic drag and superior stealth characteristics, while on the flip side, it could have a possible sensitivity to trim. The engines of stealth aircraft are frequently situated deep inside the fuselage, which seems to be the case here as well. Stealth is an unavoidable quality of 6th-gen fighters. I guess the ultimate aim would still be to lower the radar signal transmitted from the aircraft to the adversary radar. The concept graphic was unveiled a day after another defense contractor, Northrop Grumman, announced the public presentation date of America's next-gen stealth bomber, the B-21 Raider. Like the NGAD, the B-21 is a highly carefully guarded program, with an aircraft constructed into a flying wing design. Is the NGAD coming soon? According to the U.S. Air Force Secretary, the next-generation fighter platform is still in the design phase. It has not yet officially entered the engineering, production, and development stages. Lockheed Martin is one of the several businesses working on the NGAD. This family of systems comprises new sensors, armament, networking, and war management capabilities. Secretary of the Air Force Frank Kendall claimed in June that there was still competition inside the project, but offered no additional specifics. Besides the sixth-generation fighter aircraft, the NGAD also anticipates the idea of Cooperative Combat Aircraft, CCA, which will fly together with the sixth-generation fighter jet in perhaps a manned-unmanned teaming structure. Due to their autonomy, CCAs can implement directives given by a pilot exactly as a formation pilot executes directions given by the formation lead. That being said, the sixth-generation fighter that will be a component of the NGAD has not yet decided its capabilities. Even if the technology utilized in the NGAD fighter aircraft were advanced enough to allow admittance into the engineering and manufacturing development (EMD) phase of the NGAD program's acquisition timeline, the U.S. Defense Department has yet to take a call to move further. The NGAD will cost many hundreds of millions of dollars, Kendall indicated in a hearing before the House Armed Services Committee in April 2022. The NGAD is the most costly aircraft program in history, albeit he did not specify